Welcome back. Welcome back to the Kindred Kinfolk podcast. It's your favorite cousin, Tierra D, who's chilling with her favorite cousin, Kaylynn. Say what's up. You gonna say what's up to the people, to the kinfolk out there?
Hello, family.
Gotta,
Hello,
gotta say what's
friends.
up to our cousins and kinfolk all around the world who may be
Hello,
listening.
cousins, aunties, uncles.
Your Aunt Tina's and your Uncle Willie's and all the things. You know what? Speaking of, I know this
Uncle
ain't related.
Bob's.
Listen, now you know we had Uncle Bob, girl.
For sure.
We'll talk about that when we get to our cleanliness topic. Whenever we cover that,
Ooh,
it,
maybe Uncle
may
Bob
he rest
was
in peace. But
spicy.
Lord, goodness gracious. Sidebar. So do you know how old I was when I realized that "ain't" is not a word?
Like
That's in our
auntie?
yes. In our immediate family, we call your mother's sister Amy. And how many times has your mother said, "It's your Amy"? Yeah. I think I was like maybe middle school. And I don't know what I was saying, like what I was talking about specifically, but I said my Amy. And I was met with some stares and some interesting looks. And I was like, y'all don't have Amies? Y'all don't do that in your
Oh,
family?
because you were supposed to say aunts.
Yes. Yes. My parents were like, what are you saying? I was like,
Well,
my Amy.
honestly, I would say I was today years old because
Yeah,
I still to
basically.
this day say
Listen, because I was like,
Annie.
y'all don't have Amy's. Like, what do you call your mother's
I've never
sister?
said
They were like aunt. I was like,
I've
you
never
know what?
said I've
That is how
never
you spell
called
it.
your mama aunt, you know. It usually might be Annie, or ain't, you
Yeah, it's
know.
ain't or ain't. So that don't even sound right to
Never
say.
say aunt. And I don't think I ever will. Not at I mean, at this point, it's a learned behavior. And
Right.
I'm not willing to change.
I mean, okay, I only use the term when I am referring to someone else's aunt. But if I'm talking about your mama, it's Amy, and she know that. She know.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's just
It's an
yeah.
understood.
She knows. So that's just what it's gonna be and what it is. But
So speaking of aunties,
oh goodness.
yeah, auntie called me today to ask me, and this is going to be the topic of our episode today, to ask me a question about what I thought about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So let me preface the conversation with there's this older lady that works with Yoani,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a younger lady that works with Yoani.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the younger lady has two kids.
Okay.
Obviously she's employed because she works with Yoani. Um, her two children receive SSI,
Okay.
and she got a whole grown man in the house as well.
When you say a grown man, is this like a bootcakes or something?
Yeah,
Or
this is
okay.
her man. This
So not
is
family. Got it. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
this is her man that she's
Mm-hmm.
laying down next to every night.
He don't. He don't.
So
He got
the
a job.
younger lady has a habit of asking the older lady to borrow $50 because her children don't have milk or food.
These are both employees.
The younger lady
What is it?
asked.
Because you said SSI. So are these employees or are these like what do they call them?
Well,
Clients? What do they call
when I
them?
say SSI, I'm assuming that the children's father is no longer living in order to receive like SSI benefits of some sort
Yeah.
or the other.
Okay.
Like
I'm with you. But
something happened to the daddy to where they get
irregardless, the mother is employed.
yes, works with
Okay.
Joanne
Okay. But she keep asking the
the,
coworker for $50.
for $50.
Hmm.
So Mom asked me, how do I feel about the situation? And you know your cousin.
What you say?
You know your cousin. I just want you to guess what I said.
Well, first off,
Oh, and let's
no.
preface that the older lady said that they are not friends. They don't really talk on the phone. They don't hang out. This is just they work together. Now, when the lady borrows money, she does pay it back.
First off,
So,
I wouldn't
I,
even begin to imagine what you said because
because
I'm
it
still
was so
trying to
she just kept
digest.
throwing. Look,
I'm still trying to digest what you just said to me just now. I'm still in the processing mode of that I can't even begin. My mental Rolodex
cousin,
is going too much.
cousin,
So,
because when
but
she
like,
threw that in at the end, I said you should have led with that.
well,
Because
yeah, but
what
no,
we don't
forget, no,
do,
no, 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 no. You got to back all the way up to this gentleman that's in the house. So what he
sis, that's where
doing?
I started. Cousin, cousin,
So what he
cousin.
doing? Like,
What kinds of, and here is the topic of the, here is where my question is, because you are a married woman, and the older
mm-hmm,
lady is a married woman. And
mm-hmm.
I posed the question to her. I said, what does it look like for your husband to publicly humiliate you, to have you, the woman in the relationship, to go out begging for money when that's something that he should be doing? First and foremost. Secondly, if two grown niggas in the house ain't got $50 together, this, like, we have bigger fish to fry.
I mean,
And
okay.
thirdly, why is we letting people borrow money that we ain't friends with?
I mean, that's
Baby, because if he's laying up in your house and he can't feed the kids, what is he
right.
there for? What purpose does he serve? Because, baby, I could do bad by myself. If I'm always
Mm.
having to borrow $50 to feed my kids, you literally, sir,
And you feed kids and you because you eating too.
baby, look.
So
Because
okay.
I'm like, the babies get SSI, you work, so $50? And really, the amount of money don't matter. But when I
It
posed the
don't.
question to her, would your husband be okay with you going to borrow money, knowing that you married? How does that look? How does that make him look?
I'm gonna go answer that for you right now. With your cousin over here and the way he operate, that's an absolute hell to the motherfucking no. He will not have me out here asking nobody for money, in any shape, form, or fashion. He just won't. Nor will he let me. It's okay for me to be generous with money, but like even if because the way our finances is set up, my husband knows that he is more of the saver and I am more of the spender.
Right.
So he has crafted into our budget to where Tierra gets allowed a certain amount of money is just
Mm-hmm.
factored in for me to
Mm-hmm.
be able to blow because I'm gonna spend money. Like it's just
Right.
that's just what it's gonna be. But also too, as women, we see stuff cute, we buy stuff, we are making our house a home, so it's just carved into it. Well, there was a moment in time when I got a text message from my goddaughter. She asked me, was she in school? She was in school. It was during the school year. And she texted me and asked me to send would I send her like lunch.
Oh, I think I remember this
Yeah,
conversation
yeah. As
because
a matter of fact, I was with you
yes,
because we were at the beach.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So yeah, I'm like laid out on the beach and stuff, chillax. Yeah. So she texted me and asked if I could send her like DoorDash or Grubhub her, food to the school so she can have lunch. And I told Mike, and Mike was like, "Don't do that." I was like, I wasn't, but Okay, now I'm really not. Yeah, he wasn't. And he explained himself. He was like, no, because, she, for one, she's got a job. I mean, yes, she's,
Mm-hmm.
a minor, but she does have a job. And of all things, she works at a fast food place. Girl, if you don't take you some damn junior bacon cheeseburgers or something, if you need some lunch,
Look,
but she's got a job. And two, like we're not about to make that a thing to where every time she's hungry or she could depend on you to feed
true.
her by just simply sending food to the school. Like that's we're not going to make that our responsibility, because it's almost like taking on, like saying it's okay to take on that financial burden to feed the
Yeah,
child. And like, although I love her and I don't mind spending money on her, yeah, that it just did not seem appropriate. And it seemed like, okay, you just basically being spoiled, because I know I know they feeding you something in that school. You probably just
right,
don't want.
true.
So no, like my husband is a very calculated man. He is very analytical. Girl, we got a spreadsheet for our finances. This man gonna
Oh,
get
I
it down
believe
to
it.
yeah, we gonna get it down to the penny.
I believe it. But
So
I told,
I know who I married when it comes to our finances, and he's not. Now, even if circumstances were to change, where knocking on wood, Lord,
mm-hmm,
I'm not speaking this into the atmosphere, but if he was to lose his source of income, and which would put me as the primary,
mm-hmm,
breadwinner, then even then, for one, he is skilled enough to get another
true.
job very quickly. Like it
Right,
would take time, but he's pretty skilled where we wouldn't suffer too much. This is what we have an emergency fund for, to prep and
right.
plan for stuff like this. So, and he takes the lead role in that, so that I am not out here or put in a position out here to be asking other people for
Baby.
$50. Like, so, but that is my husband. For us, the way this house is operated, it's going to be an absolute hell to the motherfucking no. But I would really like to know, what does this young man do?
I don't even think it matters what this man do.
Now, I got questions. Will he just sit on the couch? Is he disabled? Can he not work?
I
Do he
don't
got
think he's
PTSD? Is he a
disabled.
veteran?
I
Like, what
think
is the
even if he's a veteran, he gets a check.
true? Good point.
Because
I did throw that
like
out there in the
veterans have
SSG.
income coming in. But like
They
I
do.
told the lady, I said, baby, I don't know how y'all like y'all humiliation, but I like mine served to me privately and not publicly.
That's between me and
I
God.
right, like
Me
baby,
and the
if
good
I'm going
Lord.
to be humiliated, let it be in private.
Okay, you know what? We haven't made an episode like this yet, but this might just be like I don't know, maybe I might be leaning into it. Can we, in some circumstances, can we normalize bringing back shame? You ought to be too shamed to ask somebody for $50 that, I'm not gonna say she barely know, but that's not your friend.
That's your
And
coworker.
I have people who I dearly call friends, but I'm not asking them for that.
That is your and like let's keep it for what it
No.
is. That's your coworker.
Yeah, like, so do you have
Because now you're
friends?
blowing the line.
Did
Now
you
you're
milk them for
blurring.
all they got? Like, what? And I've never experienced. I have experienced some inappropriate things with coworkers, but that's not one of them. I've never had a coworker just flat out ask me for money, because I know my response would be,
Baby, they would not.
"Bitch,
They
you
would.
work here
They,
too."
like, look.
Bitch, we get paid on the same day.
So I know you got $50. You here every day. I'm here.
Listen, we get paid on the same day.
Yeah.
Now, I have done things like, like with like a, coworker slash, friend or whatever, or, just basically a person that, you spend 40 plus hours a week with. I have like bought them lunch, okay,
Yeah,
we get paid
that's
in two
understandable
days.
because we go into the same. Yes,
You
yes,
know what
yes,
I'm
yes,
saying? Like,
yes.
right. I've done stuff like that. Like, okay, I got lunch today, you get lunch tomorrow. Or, girl, I know when we get paid, stuff like
Right.
that. Or give them a little dollar or two for the vending machine, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And you said this wasn't the first time that she's asked this,
No,
right?
no, this is not the first time.
Okay, if we like work besties, you might be able to get
No,
maybe a
that
solid 40 out of me the first time.
that is not a work bestie. She specifically said
We
we
not
don't
friends.
hang out. We don't even talk on the phone. Like she just the only time I hear from her, and this is when I almost dropped the phone. The only time I hear from her is when she need me. Baby,
Oh,
in
mm-mm.
2024, why are we enabling these types of ships? Whether it's
Is she,
relationship, friendship,
baby? You need to let that ship sink.
situationship,
Mm-mm.
all of the ships. Like, why are we enabling one-sided ships? Baby, no.
No, thank you.
Or
No, thank
because
you.
she said, well, because you know how ignorant my mom is. So she was like, so the older lady was like, I don't think nobody has taught her these things about being a fiscally responsible one. And I said, that's not your job to do. But
It's
if that's the
not.
cross that you want to bear, you can have
No.
this conversation with her and that be the very last conversation that y'all have. Because it's not
Mm-mm.
like you're losing a friend. You could just set it straight. It's like, look, baby girl, you young, you might not know the game, but let me put you on game. There should be no reason
Right.
why you have a man living with you and he can't give you $50 to feed the children that he also too watches, and that like y'all all live in the same abode. Like
Hell, if he can drive, he can Uber.
I
Something.
said,
Do he
because
got a
most
license?
I said most good men will either hustle to make $50. He
Right.
gonna find it from he gonna borrow it from a home, but you
Right.
would never know how he got the $50. You would just know that you now got 50 more dollars than you had before.
I wanna talk to for just a moment. I wanna talk to the men around the world
Jesus.
who are just sitting on their couch.
Jesus.
Sitting on their
I don't want to talk to them. I don't.
I do. So
I don't.
I want to talk to the man that just sitting there. If you listening to this and you just sitting on your couch doing nothing day in and day out, and we all know the type. You don't have a job now. If you just lost your job, or
That's
on
different
some
because
sort of disability,
you were
I'm not
you were
right.
employed.
I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the ones who don't have a job, not looking for a job, um driving
Driving your
her
woman's car,
car, yeah,
baby.
taking her to and from work, and then get missing, run the gas tank down, and then leave her to fill it back up so that you can go off and do whatever it is you be doing all
And
day.
pick her
We're
up
not even
late from
gonna get
work.
into that
Baby,
part.
pick her up late from
Don't barely
work.
take care of the kids. She can't come home to a home cooked meal, because if you're not gonna be out here working, you at least need to be home and be the housewife. Because I mean, that's what it's given anyway. So the
Sis,
house
I feel
dad, whatever
quickening
it's
in my
called.
spirit and I'm about to
Which
start
is
shouting.
fine if that's your arrangement. That's fine if that's your arrangement. If it's your arrangement to take care of the kids at home, hey,
More power
all
to you.
power go to the dads at home. That ain't who I'm talking about either, because
Because
even
that's a
they
job.
doing
That's
something.
a job. Even though you're not
Yes,
getting
it
paid for
is
it,
right.
that's a job.
Even they doing something. From
But
from my
these
voice,
Negroes.
from my voice to your ears,
Oh my God.
get your ass up off that couch. Get your ass up off that couch.
And take her moo off. Because
Oh yeah, that's a
I'm
thing now.
convinced that you wearing her moo.
Have you seen these guys out here putting on muumuus? I guess they have found comfort in it. Which I mean, I'd imagine so, with they business and balls all freely
Oh
roaming
Jesus.
around.
I don't know. You want to talk to the unemployed man, but what is there to say to them? Because I'm sure you're not the first person that told them to get up and get no job. But I want, while you talk to the unemployed men, I want to talk to the women that enable them,
Oh, girl,
that do
yeah.
not require them that are okay with
the self-esteem, babe. You don't.
the bums.
She probably has low self-esteem. She probably thinks that having a man, just any old
Baby, I
man, you
don't
just
want
gonna
a
settle
piece.
for any old thing.
I don't want a piece of a man if that's the kind of piece I'ma get.
True.
Look, I want to talk to
I
those
can't even say, without knowing their full story, I can't even say I feel sorry for them
baby.
because
If she don't go put on a little sexy number and go outside and show that the merchandise is still good, I'm sure she can find an employed brother or Brad
quick.
that will come to her yard. Because I know she still
Mm-mm.
got the milkshake. I know it still bring the boys to the yard. You just got a stray dog on your porch that you can't
She
get
can
rid
still
of,
throw that ass in a circle.
baby. But once she stops feeding these stray cats and dogs,
Girl,
they
oh
gonna
my
go about their business
Lord.
because they ain't got no home, they ain't got no food. But I want to talk to those women because God did not put you
Why,
on earth.
why you look up like that? Wait. Hold on.
Because I did my flabber is gasted at the thought that God did not put you on earth. Your purpose in life, your book of life, don't have
Mm-hmm.
no disclaimers, no asterisks, or no addendum where it says, child, you will suffer with a nothing ass Negro who is unemployed in this life. Why are we doing why are we doing that? And God is
Yeah.
slapping her all upside the head with all the signs to let this nigga
I
go.
mean, yeah, he really is. Now, if you want to get biblical with it, the first thing that God gave man before he gave him anything else was a job. He told him to take care of the garden before they did anything else. Adam had a job. It's in the book. Read it now. I know it's in Genesis. Don't ask me the verse. Just go look it up. But it's in there. So
Sis, I don't
I
trust these
mean,
Negroes to go find the scripture because they can't even read they my charts. Like they don't got no they don't got no PCP. Like they don't
yeah,
got no my
he
chart.
doesn't sound like anybody that's even going to the free health clinic, let alone a primary care physician. So yeah, I mean, you're right, but I'm a little torn only because of the missing variables and stuff. Like I don't know
Sis,
the
it don't
importance.
matter what the missing variables
It
are.
do. Yes, it does. At least to me, it does. I gotta fit it together like a puzzle piece.
That
Okay, so like
man
for
got
example, what
two
if
arms,
you say what?
2 legs.
He does.
He got the activity in his limbs that God provided to every last person.
But
Did you
okay, but
not
like
just
what
see?
if
Okay,
what
I'm gonna say
if
this. I'm gonna say this, cousin, and hear
okay,
me
what?
out. If a nigga with no arms can win the gold medal
Okay.
in the Paralympics, these niggas that got 2 arms and 2 legs sitting on the couch should be doing what? At the bare minimum, should be doing what? This man out here ain't got no arms, and he done won the gold medal in the
I'm
whole
with you.
world for archery.
I'm with you when you're right.
He can't even hold it. Like he using his feet.
Oh my
And
god.
there's men who won't even untwist their fingers from twiddling them all day to go do some work.
I know that's got to be so emasculating to see your woman going to and
Baby,
from work, paying the bills, feeding the kids. Like, what was the conversation like when she came home? Oh, babe, my coworker didn't give me the $50 a day, and you just sit on the couch flipping through Netflix or something. Like,
piss.
What's the like that extra 50 didn't get, didn't hit or something like that or whatever. Like what's the, or is he out, is that his job? Is he out there asking for folks for money too? Is he, you think he'll pay, well, I don't know, I'm reaching now because I don't know if he'll pay a handler or
Baby,
not.
look, at this day and age, we in 2024, he could start an OnlyFans.
Child lit.
You at home ain't doing nothing. You
Somebody
might
will
as
like it,
well
I guess.
you might as well pull it out and yank it a few times and get you a little look.
Listen,
You doing it for free, so you might as well get paid for it.
something. Set up a camera and get to
Maybe
work.
like I'm just gonna go back to, I like my humiliation done privately. I refuse to be publicly embarrassed.
Yeah. That's
But
not
first and foremost, and
not
I
my
guess
cup
these
of
are the
tea
type of
either.
women that we are. If I ask my nigga for $50 and he ain't got it, what?
I'm gonna
We're
have
gonna have a
a lot of
conversation.
questions. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of questions. I'm gonna
Wait,
need to.
what is you doing with your what is you doing with your money?
Where is it going? That's what I want to know about her is, you're gainfully employed.
Gainfully.
Where's your money going? Like, is the IRS garnishing your wages or something? Like, what's
And there, I
student
will
loans beating you down? Like, what are we? What's
I
the
will add to the story. So I heard that she got in a car accident, and
recently? I'm assuming.
yeah, she got a check, and the car that she now has was paid for in cash. So why
Wait
you
a
need
minute.
$50? No, you heard everything. You don't gotta squeeze your temples.
Wait a minute.
You heard it all right.
This car accident was recently, as in this year.
Had to be, yeah.
What kind of car does she drive?
I didn't, at that point I was so fed up.
It don't even matter because it's paid for. So you ain't got no car note. You have no
So
car
that's
note.
one bill you don't gotta pay.
And nobody said that the money that you earn from a car accident has to go, all of it has to go towards the car. If you was already in a financial bind, you could have
Found something that you could afford. You could have
exactly.
downgraded just for a little bit. Because all you needed was something to get you from A to B.
You better not tell me that they out here driving one of these like
I
$50,000
don't know. I
cars.
don't know. I don't want to
She
know.
better not. But what I am hearing though is that there was some recent money that came into the home, and she's still out here asking
It was
coworkers
like the,
coworkers that's not friends for
because
$50.
whenever like, and I don't know how I feel like for most black homes, like tax season is like the second Christmas or whatever.
Not the
So
second
I
Christmas.
feel it's almost a national holiday when your mama get her tax check. Um, so I just feel like this large sum of money was probably, a portion of it was spent on the car, and the other was tricked off
Had to.
buying Jordans or whatever the case may be.
Had to be. If you still asking for $50, that money gone. It's gone.
And
It,
the next question I asked was, I said, "Ma, is her hair done? Is her nails done?" She was like, "Girl, you show right. It show Liz."
okay, see, again, if this was my coworker, baby, we work at the same
That's
place.
$50 right there. Cause you can go without.
And can right.
You can go without.
Hell, nails alone is like what, depending on what you getting, damn near between $50 to $80. Like,
Look, let me tell
girl,
you.
you better throw that hair in a ponytail and feed those babies and quit playing.
And quit playing.
No. What you mean? You mean to tell me that you sat in that nail shop knowing that you
That
were
you
out
ain't
here
had no
pinching
milk.
pennies?
That you ain't had no milk and no cereal.
Meanwhile, these children over here, all right, DSS gonna be knocking at your door next. Cause see that right there, those are red flags for sure. Like, you're gainfully employed, but you're literally asking a coworker for $50. Now, what's
Girl,
to stop that woman from reporting that at DSS? Like, hey, she's been asking me for money and borrow money,
right, true.
saying that she needs to get milk and shit for her kid.
Between the two of y'all ain't got $50. I what? I still can't get past that. I'm coming from a single. There's only one income over here.
Right.
So you mean to tell me neither one of y'all got $25?
How many kids do they have? Do you know?
She got two, but
Oh,
obviously they get extra money. Like they both get SSI.
so they could feed themselves. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Like financially.
She should be
So
putting that. She should be putting that money away. And the
yeah, but if she absolutely needed, at minimum, you can feed those kids. They should be fed. They should be clothed. Somebody go get those babies.
but then again, the question is it really for the babies, or do people use that as an excuse to feel obligated to give it to you, especially if you know that that person has a soft spot for children?
I have a soft spot for children, but that don't mean you could get $50 out of me for it. No.
Well, you know,
I mean, I get what you mean though, but
right.
yeah. Just like one day I pulled up to Walmart and there was this woman sitting outside on the ground with two children. They had to be like, one was like grade school and the other one was, honestly, I think this baby probably was maybe pre-K, maybe kindergarten, like maybe about 4 or 5 or something like that. And I walked out of Walmart. Well, when I walked in, they weren't there, but I wasn't there for a little minute. So when I walked out, this woman was sitting down like right next to the door, and her kids were playing right next to her. And she for real like asked me for money. One of those, we've all been approached by somebody at Walmart asking for money. But she had these kids with her. Like, okay, it's one thing to be out here panhandling and asking folks for money in public and stuff like that or whatever. That's one thing when you're doing that by yourself. But don't bring those children into it. Because I read that situation as one or two things. Either you really do need the money and you got your kids out here suffering with you while you trying to figure out your financial situation, or at least borrow enough to be able to, I don't know what, feed them or something, which gave a whole nother slew of questions like where y'all stand, what y'all eating, all the things or whatever, are y'all cared for, whatever. Or you out here asking people for money and you really don't need it, which in turn is teaching your children how to
True.
get over on people. It was one of the two. You either, teaching your child one thing or you're teaching them another. Either way, the situation doesn't net out to be something for the good of the child. So I got in the car and it burned my spirit so much because I was like, she was out there by herself. I just leave it alone. I told the woman no because I really didn't have cash. I let it be what it was. But because she had those children, girl, I googled the non-emergency number for the police, and I called and reported it. I couldn't help it. Now I'm not no police calling ass woman. I could give a less about what you do. That's your business. But when it comes to those babies, I'm sorry. I did it. I was call me what you want, whatever. Them babies did not need to be outside in the hot sun in front of Walmart playing on the concrete while their mama is sitting there asking for food. Like, damn, you couldn't drop them off nowhere? Nothing? If you ain't got nowhere to drop those babies off, like nowhere, so that you could go do your job or go ask for money, whatever it is you're doing, that's a problem. I don't know. As a mother, what do you think?
I would never, ever, ever on God's green earth expose my kids to nothing like that. Like, for nothing in the world would I do that.
Whatever it was, either she was in a really bad situation or baby, you out here just getting over on people, and you definitely giving these children a front row seat to how.
Because I won't even let my kids know in the event that we ever do struggle or don't have, like, I may play around and say, oh, mama's broke, she ain't got no, but these kids know my pay schedule better than I do. They know when I get paid.
I believe it.
So I never ever, now to to show them the reality of like the value of a dollar and stuff like that, we do have those hard conversations
Mm-hmm.
because as they get older, they need to understand that wants versus needs,
Yeah.
what a good investment is, and what you just burning money on. I'm not gonna keep giving you $50 for Roblox. Like, you ain't getting nothing out of it. I'm not getting no return out of it. So
Right.
it's a no for me, dog. So,
Not for roadblocks.
but yeah, so for me, it's like they don't know and they don't see the struggle.
Yeah.
It's not. I want them to enjoy their childhood.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to worry about paying bills, or as long as when they flip the switch, the light come on, they open the refrigerator, food in the refrigerator. But
Right.
they got all these devices. I think they would be hurt the most by not having no internet. They wouldn't give a damn if we didn't have no food.
Right.
If they don't got no internet, sir,
If that Wi-Fi cut off,
baby,
baby,
look,
you gonna get all the attention. What's going on, mom?
look.
Especially that baby boy. He would lose.
Yes, he would
He
lose it.
would lose it. Oh
And
my
G
god.
too, because you know she like to watch her YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that I was so taken aback by that whole conversation today. I was like, you know what, this is a good topic, good conversation. How
Yes. What did your
why
mom say?
you already know what she said. You know she real ignorant. She told her, don't ever in life let that woman borrow no money from you. She's using you. Y'all ain't even friends. She got a whole man in the
Right.
house. Like, she
Oh
need to
my
be
god.
asking. And here's
Mm-mm.
another question, because maybe let's not put it all on him. I just this just came to me. What if she is the money manager in the house and he
Mm.
doesn't know that they don't have $50? And she's asking and not telling him.
There is a thing called, and I learned this like a couple years ago. I haven't dug into it like to get a full understanding, or like I guess get like I guess hear some testimonies or something or whatever. But apparently there is a thing out there, and we'll put a pin in it and circle back when I've found more research. But there's a thing out there called among in relationships called financial cheating.
Okay.
Sounds like what you're describing, where like the however your finances are set up, then it's basically not communicating. If your finances, assuming that married
Yeah.
couple, because of course you got to talk about the finances. So if your finances are somehow tied together, not disclosing, anything that may possibly affect the other person, which let's face it, if it's financial, no matter if it's in your account, his account, her account, whatever, it
Right.
affects, either one. So, but not communicating that, or like hiding money or stealing money, or, things of that sort. Yeah, it's called financial cheating. And that's a interesting question. She could be financially cheating on her significant other, assuming that they're married, but,
I don't think they are. I just think that's her little
her little
yay.
big things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if she's not disclosing the reality of their situation, then honestly, it's kind of like turnabout is fair play. She the one out here asking people for money. So instead of being open and honest, hell, he might be willing to help her out or something if he
Yeah,
really
because she could
is.
be too prideful to ask him for money. Because
Maybe.
she's has this persona that she has it together. She don't need, like, she can manage money well. She's managing bills in the house, so she has put on this facade that she has her shit together,
Right.
when all actuality her life is in shambles. But I think that
Possibly. But that does not give an excuse for him to sit on the couch. It's not an
true.
excuse. Not
I
an
feel
excuse.
like you should, if you live with somebody, you should be able to peep because you can't keep up the facade forever. You should be able to peep that their life is in shambles.
Oh, there are signs. He might not know what they are. I mean,
I
honestly, if he's
feel
feeling this,
like
he might not know too much of anything, but he
if
might not
she's
know what they
living,
are.
obviously she's living paycheck to paycheck because she borrowing $50. You should be able to tell that.
Mm-hmm. Whew, child, we might need to normalize shame again because you ought to be too ashamed to ask somebody for something like that. Ask anybody for something like that. Like,
Baby, when you keep saying shame, I think of the scene in what is it, Game of Thrones, where Cersei was walking down the street. Baby,
shame,
if we could,
shame,
right,
shame.
if we could bring back those types of,
Now listen, minus the food throwing and the stone throwing, but like you just walk your tail down this aisle and we just say how we really feel about what you
girl,
did.
girl, now you knew better. Girl, now you knew.
Now listen, and you know what? It needs to be a bunch of black mamas, just a bunch
Yeah.
of black women just laying into
Girl, I ought to whoop your
whoever you
tail.
did. Yeah. Actually, we can make it multicultural because you know they just you just get cursed out royally in all cultures and languages, and
True.
yes, this is globally fucked up. Globally.
Shame, shame, shame.
Now I want to watch Game of Thrones again.
Girl, as soon as the first time I say, you know what, that reminds me of the scene with Cersei. She walking down the street
Hell yes, I
and
love
he
that
ringing
show.
the they ringing the bell.
Yes. And I mean, I get why she had to be naked, but I was like, okay, all right, that's a little much, but all right, just
I was cool till somebody spit in her face, and then I would have told the whole street up. It wouldn't
yeah,
have
like
been
that
no
was
longer about me. I would have tore the whole street up
yeah, I think that would have definitely would have uprooted me, child. Just they was doing it was doing
because
a lot, but that
I
was
wouldn't have
a
had no
interesting scene.
I wouldn't have had no faith at that point, baby. Look,
An interesting scene to say the least. But if Cersei didn't, the girl, she clapped back like no other. That baby tore the whole building down.
look,
And was real she planned it out, was meticulous about it. She was like, try me if you want to.
that part.
Now, although we hated Cersei, you gotta give her respect. She was, But yeah, I feel like in this situation, maybe normalize it. Because I feel like there are some things that people do and say that they if they just had a little bit more shame about it. If you just was just a little bit, if you just thought this through for a moment, maybe, just maybe, you might not be out here getting humiliated like that. Because that is, but you know what? I take that back. Maybe she doesn't, maybe she's not humiliated.
How are you not though?
Low self-esteem.
Because when you sitting there doing self reflections and self evaluation, you ought to be like, God damn, I got this big ass like this nigga in the house and I ain't got $50. Like you should be disgusted.
Should be. Should be. That doesn't mean that you are, though.
Like I can't even afford to go buy my baby some milk and some cereal right now. But he
She
got
might.
his big wide back ass on my couch.
Oh, now he got a wide bag.
Girl, he would have a whole lot of stuff. Just me sitting there thinking about it to myself. Big brisket back ass nigga got. Girl, he would be everything but a child of God.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Everything.
to all the unemployed men out there, get your ass up, get your ass up. Yeah,
You
just
got to
get
be
your
an example
right. Lead. That's it. Just lead. Get your ass up and lead.
and
Do
lead.
something. Try something. See if you like something. Give it your best effort. Although I did want to touch on something earlier though, which I mean, it's far fetched, but I wouldn't be me if I didn't touch on it. So, what if this is what if he's like depressed or something? What if it's like mental health issue type of stuff? I mean, you still gotta work. Like
Yeah.
you can't. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in, especially if you are of color. I'm assuming these people black?
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, then in that case, firsthand, you still got to work, Sugarfoot. You still got to.
Cousin, we depressed every day having to get up and go to work. Like,
You got to get up off your ass
right,
and
but
still
we
work.
make it do what it do.
Now, yes, I do wholeheartedly
I
believe that you should
respect.
take mental health days
Yes,
and
absolutely.
vacation.
But you don't need
And
to take mental health sabbaticals.
I mean, if it's paid, then go for it. But you can't be out
Yes,
here,
but
baby,
if you
needing
ain't got
milk.
no job to take,
Right.
because baby, what do you need a break from if you don't work?
I mean, listen, you can't be out here, baby, needing milk, and you over here still taking your mental health sabbatical. Yes, like priorities. Like, come on, you can't let the whole ship sink. You got to get your ass up. I know you got a phone more than likely, so
I'm sure.
apply for some jobs. Start a business, get a
Do
job
something.
until you grow the business. I mean, you know how much this is a capitalist nation. You can sell just about anything, like including your ass if you want
God
to.
gives us all gifts. All you got to do is ask Him.
Gotta do something. But yeah, that is pretty wild. I'm surprised that your mom. I'm surprised she didn't put that in the family group chat because that definitely would have lit it
That
lit it up.
I don't even want to.
It would have been like 62
Grandma would
messages.
look because Grandma ain't got nothing but time.
Yeah.
She would have
Yeah.
got real ignorant and then went to the Bible scripture about
Oh, you
a
know it. You know
man
it.
that don't work, don't eat, like
She would have hit
all
you
of
with the faith without works is dead.
it. Dead, all of it.
She would have hit you probably with so many others, but yeah, she definitely would have threw. She just probably would have threw the whole book at the phone, child. Just oh goodness, child. Well, yeah, that was a very interesting topic, cousin. Interesting. We touched on quite a bit of things, a little bit of marriage, workplace friends slash we not friends.
So what question do we want to pose to our viewers?
It's a couple that we can actually pose with that. So, um, I want to know, or we want to know, is it appropriate to ask your coworker for money? We can definitely throw that one out there. And, mm,
You know me. Do you like your humiliation served to you publicly or privately, baby?
oh my lord.
You know I'm a
You know
fool.
what? I have another question. Is this young lady wrong for asking her coworker for $50,
Dead ass.
considering the
Like we don't even
circumstance
gotta
that she
ask.
gave? Well, considering the circumstance she gave, to feed her kids, like that's what she said. So we're assuming.
I'ma say yes and hear me out. And we gonna wrap this up. Cause we didn't gave Miss need $50 all the time.
Miss 50.
There's so many food banks and food pantries around
You know what? Fair point. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
give food and you don't have to do nothing for it. I know
Yeah.
there's some food pantries here that are practically begging people to come get food because they got so much.
Chad, go get that food. With the cost of groceries, go get you some food, girl. There's no reason. And I know they got milk. I know they got some eggs, some cereal, something. Something you can cook, something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, exhaust all your resources first
Agreed.
before
Agreed.
asking, before humiliating yourself in public. Because I know you have bragged about this man to your coworkers. You have told your coworkers about this man. Now you gotta go sit in front of your coworkers with a sad face with that man and ask for $50. Cause my first thing is, where old boy at you was just talking about? He ain't got $50.
I can't. The one you just told us about.
That just
Him.
told us about. Because what you
But I
telling us
thought
about?
y'all, y'all just go somewhere.
What you telling us about a man for that don't got $50 for you? What you telling us about?
Child. Mm-mm.
Baby, that's why I keep my business private.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
hear me?
usually best suited.
Private.
Mm.
Because I'm not gonna catch myself up at work bragging about Billy, and now I can't. Now I need money from my coworker, and they go, "Well, you and Billy still together?" Yeah, girl. So they all looking like. So Billy can't.
And it's just gonna be all out. No. Well, that'll definitely conclude today's episode. We will definitely love to hear what you think. So, like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment and let us know your thoughts on this situation. Again, my name is Tierra D, and I got my favorite cousin here.
Kaylynn.
Yes, Kaylynn. And we'll be back next time to discuss a new topic. Until then, stay blessed. Bye.
Bye.